Do you want to let me know, what do we think? What do we remember about trig? When we see a right angle triangle, good. So Abu says we could use Pythag, which I agree with. Good. And SOHCAHTOA, lovely. So we've got Pythag. And we've got SOHCAHTOA. Anything else that we can remember here? Think about the most normal of things. Hashtag shift tangle. I like it. I like it. Good. Good. Hashtag, oh, guys, I'm going to trend so hard. I'm going to be the most popular teacher. I need to learn how to draw a hashtag, though. Hashtag shift angle. We know that every time we're looking for an angle, we need to click shift on our calculators. We need to remember that. That's very important. Abu's also reminding us that angles are named either theta or beta or alpha or something like that, which is also very, very important. Didimalo, thank you so much. Thank you, Tristan. Lovely. I'm so glad you guys remembered these very simple things, because they do come up, and then, you get to the older grades and then people are like, what do I do? Yes, it's very important that we remember the interior angles of a triangle, and the fact that if we have two triangles, there's a high chance that the two triangles may either be similar or they might be congruent. It's such important information. Well done, guys. It's very, very important that we remember all of this. Okay, so we're going to be jumping into some things today. I'm going to start you guys off with an easy question. Okay, just think through what it is that you're going to be trying to find here. Okay, we'll chat about the game plan in just a bit. Not that yet. We'll get there. All right, so here's the question we've been given. It says, given below is a triangle ABC with D as the midpoint of BC. The length of BC is 8 meters. So we know that the distance from there to there is 8 meters. I'm just going to let you guys know this is 8 meters. I know it's a little small. This angle over here, the one called Y, it's actually 32,01 degrees. Okay, it's very, very faint, but this is 32,01 degrees. And this one over here is just a right angled triangle. And we should know how much this right angled triangle is equal to. All right. Okay. So you are now tasked with finding the length of AC and the length of AB. Now, if we look at AC and AB, which triangle are we actually going to be working in here? Yes, Narisha, lovely. Special triangles. I forgot that one. Thanks for reminding me. Which triangle are we going to be working with? I feel like they're trying to throw us off by giving us two triangles, but you're absolutely on point, Narisha and Tidimala. We're going to use the big triangle ABC. Good. So we're going to use triangle ABC in triangle ABC. Let's go through ma'am's steps quickly. Step number 1 is to do something, something. Step number 2 is to do something, something else. Step number 3, something, something else. Who remembers the steps? And if you are new, these are going to come across a little weird, but it's fine. You'll understand as we go along. Lovely. We start with label. Right. So step number 1, label. What is step number 2? Who remembers what step number 2 says? No, identify. No. That's not it. Substitute. No, it wasn't substitute. I'm glad we all remember. I'm glad we all remember step number 1. We're going in the right direction. That's it, Emmanuel. Thank you. What we have versus what we want. Good. Have versus want. Lovely. Have versus want. Then we can go to see whether we need to use SOHCAHTOA, which is then our equation. Okay. All right. And I'm going to be nice and write SOHCAHTOA for you guys, even though you should practically know by now. All right. Okay. So thumbs up. Do we think we can figure out the length of AC and the length of AB without me? I think I'm just going to give that a thumbs up because I know that you guys can do it. Okay, lovely. All right. I'm going to give you guys 5 minutes to find the answer for A and B for me. When you're ready, you can just use your reactions to give me any emoji you would like, or you can type done in the chat. Other people can even put emojis in the chat. I can't. I don't know why. I think it's a computer thing. But yeah, go ahead and do that for me when you're ready, guys. I'll give you 5 minutes. We've got about a minute left, guys. All right, peeps, that's time. Let's get started on the answers here. All right. So we're going to start with labeling, right? So if I'm labeling the big triangle, I know that this is my angle. That means my 8 meters is my adjacent, AB is my opposite side, and AC is my hypotenuse. Now, what do I have? I've labeled. What do I have? I've got my angle, 32,01, and I've got my adjacent side. What do I want? I want AC, and AC is my hypotenuse. So my equation must involve adjacent and hypotenuse. So I must use cos theta is equal to A over H. Right, so cos of the angle, 32,01, is equal to the adjacent, which is 8, over the hypotenuse, which is AC. Then I'm going to put that over 1, and then I'm going to cross multiply. Cross, cross. So I'm going to end up with AC cos of 32,01 is equal to 1 times 8 is just 8. I want AC on its own, so I'm going to divide both sides by cos of 32,01. Cos 32,01, those two will cancel. And my answer should come out AC should equal 9,43. Am I correct? Please let me know if I'm correct. Oh, look at what I've done now. I do believe I am correct. Yes, Emmanuel, lovely. Sure. Abu and Emmanuel, killing it. Oh, yes, my apologies, Emmanuel. Meters. We've got to keep, observe protocol. All right, lovely. This is the answer for A. We found A. Okay, let's look at B. Right, now B requires us to label, which we've already done. So we're just going to go straight into our have and want. Have versus want. Now, okay, now I'm going to do this. I do understand, guys, that at the moment, we now have our hypotenuse. Okay, if we look at the information that we've been given, okay, we've got our adjacent side, we've got our hypotenuse, and in this case, AB is going to be our opposite side. That's what we're going to look for, right? So when they ask, what do we have? We're going to say we have 32,01, and then you're also going to say to me, ma'am, I also have the adjacent and the hypotenuse. Here's what I want us to do. I want us to not use the hypotenuse. Okay, I do understand that you've just calculated H, and it would be nice for you to use H. But the reason I want us to not use the hypotenuse and I want us to use just the adjacent to find the opposite side is because if there is a chance that you've calculated for the hypotenuse wrong, your next answer is also going to be wrong. But if you use the information that they've given you, if you use the 32,01 and the 8 meters that they've given you, there's a higher chance of your calculation coming out accurate. Yes, correct, Abu. Can I get a thumbs up? Is everybody understanding why ma'am is not using the hypotenuse? Yes? Lovely. Good. So just in case we've gone and clicked 35,01 instead of a 32,01. No worries, Tinyuko, welcome. Right. Just in case somehow we clicked something a little bit wrong, then they can only subtract marks there. Okay. I don't know. Normally we call it a continuous accuracy mark. You didn't do the wrong thing, you just typed the wrong thing in. So they can't punish you twice. But I don't know what your teachers are like. So what I would recommend is using the information that you've been given if you can help it. Now, if we can't help it and we have to use the information that we find out, that's perfectly fine. Let's do that. But in this particular question, I would ask that we use the information that we've been given because it comes out a little bit more accurate. Okay, so we have our have and want. Our equation is going to involve tan. And Abu, you're not wrong. We're going to end up with the exact same answer in this case because we did calculate our hypotenuse correctly. So I'm going to use tan of 32,01 degrees is equal to opposite, which is AB, over adjacent, which is 8. Right, if I cross multiply, I'm going to get that AB is equal to 8 tan of 32,01 degrees. Right, 8 tan 32,01 should give me 5 meters on the dot, 5,0000008, which is just 5 meters. We're going to do 5 meters. All right. I'm hoping we all did okay in this question. I think it was an okay question. It wasn't that bad, right? Shall we step it up a little bit? Let's move it along. Yeah. Yeah, it was a nice warm-up. It was. I think it was a nice little warm-up. All right. Here's the next one. Let's look at the next one. The next one here says, determine the length of DC in the diagram below. Right. And this is all the information we've been given. Now, how many triangles do we have here? Let's look at the triangles that we have. Which triangles do we have here? Good. We've got 3 triangles, Narisha. Only 2 of those triangles are going to be useful to us because what do we know about the 3rd triangle? Or let's name them. Let's name these triangles. What are they called? Good. Okay. So Abu says we've got triangle ABD, we've got triangle ABC, and we've got ADC. You're spot on. Right. So we've got triangle ABD, triangle ABC, and we've also got triangle ADC. Now, before we even start, ma'am says we're not going to be able to use that one. Who can tell me why? Well, not in grade 10 anyway. Why can we not use triangle ADC? Yes, that's it. Narisha, you owe Abu a sweet. I don't know how you're going to give Abu his lollipop, but he's speaking actual facts, whole facts, right? It's not a right-angled triangle. So we're not going to be able to use Sohcahtoa and the such because we need, there we go. How lovely. Good job. Well done. Okay, in order for us to use sine, cos, tan in grade 10, then we would need a right-angled triangle. I know, Abu, neither can I, which is why I'm asking Narisha to do it on my behalf. So in this case, we're going to use these two triangles, triangle ABD and triangle ABC. Now, the one piece of information I'm going to give us is we always look for the triangle with the most info. The triangle with more info. Which triangle, if we look at what we've been given, which triangle has the most information? That's it, Didimalo. Lovely. That's it, Tristan. Good. So if we look at what we need to calculate for, we need to calculate for DC. In triangle ABD, which triangle is going to get us closer to the thing that we want? In triangle ABD, which side should we calculate for to get closer to what we want? Good. Yes. And I agree with Abu and Emmanuel. Emmanuel saying the adjacent side, that's because he's already labeled, which is lovely. Yes, good. So we know that we're going to find BD, but I want somebody to explain, why would finding BD be the right course of action? Why should we look for BD? How is that going to help us? Where are we going with this? You can unmute as well if you feel like you're going to. If you feel like you're going to say too much by typing, you can unmute and we can have a conversation. Okay, good. So Abu says, good, Abu, good. So Abu says, we're going to calculate for BD. And then when we're done calculating for BD, we're going to calculate for BC. And then once we've calculated for BC, we can take BC minus BD, and that will give us the length of DC. Lovely. Narisha, give him another sweet because he's just doing the things, man. Like, just well done, my guy. Very nicely done. You're doing the Lord's work. I feel like this is appropriate here because you're doing all the right things. There we go. Good. So we know we're going to calculate for BD. Then we're going to calculate for BC. And if we have BC and we have BD, we can just cancel. We can minus the one from the other. Can I get a thumbs up? Is everybody okay with what needs to happen here? Are we all good with it? Lovely. So I'm going to leave you guys to do it. I really do think you can do it. I'm going to give you guys 5 minutes. When you're ready, pop your favorite emoji. You can type it done in the chat, or you can use a reaction to show ma'am an emoji. All right. Take it away. You know what, Emmanuel? I was going to type out your answer, but I thought it would take too long. I'm so sorry, guys. So, Emmanuel, no, we're not. We're not actually reviewing. We are doing like higher order complex procedure and problem-solving questions using trigonometry. Okay, so we're not going to go through you know, how do I label? What does this mean? Which side do I choose? No, we're not doing any of that. We're just using the information we know to answer questions, okay, to answer real life questions. And Abu, we can't delete, unfortunately. This is the downside to Google Meets. We cannot delete our messages. It is, sorry, I'll make it a little bit more. Can I make it a little bigger, Tristan, so you can see? I know it is quite small. Let me, there we go. All right, I hope that helps so we can see. Keep it. Shame, who just sneezed? That was very cute. Hello, Pumuzile. It's so great to see you guys on a whole weekend. On a whole holiday. I thought you guys were going to abandon me to go, to go out with your friends, but I'm so happy to see many of you here. That's fair, Emmanuel. I get you. Yeah, my kids also need to have a comeback because they were sleeping through that June exam. I cried when I marked. It wasn't fun. Oh, shame. Sorry, no. Well, yeah, actually, you know what? Your friend must wait for you. She can't just go out there having fun while you're also at maths. She must wait because you also waited for her from 5 till 6. So she must also wait for you. All right, 1 more minute, guys, and then we'll get started. Dinyiko, do you want to have a look at that answer again? I'm not sure about that. It's looking a bit too big. Okay, that answer that you've got there, it's looking very large. So I'm not 100% sure. Okay, that we can get there. True, Pumzile, neither did I. Okay. That's okay. That's good. All right. Okay, remember, Dinyiko, this is the place to make mistakes, not during tests and exams. Okay, so it's okay to make mistakes here. All right. Okay, let's get into the answer that we're looking for here. Let's start with in triangle ABD. We know we're using triangle ABD, right? I'm going to label BD is my adjacent side, AB is my opposite side, and AD is my hypotenuse. I know I want BC. What do I have? I have my angle 56 degrees, and I have my opposite side. I want my adjacent side. That's going to require me to use tan. OA is TOA, right? So tan of 56 degrees is equal to 115 over adjacent, which is BD, right? And then I'm going to cross multiply. If I cross multiply, I'm going to get that BD is equal to 115 over tan of 56 degrees. And if I punch that into my calculator, I should get 77,59. Right, 77,59. Everybody with me there? Did we all get the same answer? That's okay. Oh, yes, Emmanuel, no degree sign. Correct. Okay, I'm seeing somebody say, correct me if I'm wrong. No, you are not wrong. Oh, I'm wrong. 57. My apologies. 57. 77,57. 77,57. Right. Okay. So that's BD. Lovely. We've now got BD. And we know that from there, we must then calculate for BC. So we're going to have to use triangle ABC. 77,57. Right. Again, we can label. We know that that is still the opposite side. this whole side, BC, the whole of that is the adjacent. AB is still the opposite, but this time my hypotenuse is AC. Right, what do I have and what do I want? I have a 35-degree angle and I've got the opposite side and I want the adjacent again. So again, I'm going to use tan. So I'm going to go tan of 35 degrees is equal to 115 over, this time over BC, my adjacent side. So if I cross multiply, BC will equal 115 over tan of 35 degrees. And that is going to give us 164,24 degrees. Oh, not degrees, just 164,24. Now, that tells me that the whole of BC is 164,24. So 164,24 minus 77,57 will give us DC. That's exactly what we're looking for. DC is equal to, now I have to do the calculation on my side. 7K is equal to 86,67. All right. How did we do, peeps? Did we do okay? Oh, it's not 36 degrees. Lovely. Well done, Emmanuel. Oh, it's not 36 degrees. Sorry about that. 164,24, but that's fine. As long as we got it correct. Princess, what happened? Okay. That's okay, Asanda. Okay, I hope we understand where we've made a mistake and we can course correct so that we don't end up making that same mistake again. All right. All right, guys, it doesn't get any easier. Shall we make it a little bit more challenging? Yeah. Let's go for it. I was like, no, we're definitely doing it. Sorry, guys. Okay, let's look at the next one. It's a little bit more challenging than the others, okay, because there's a lot happening. Okay, it's just because there's a lot happening. Okay. We're going to discuss it now. All right. Okay, what I don't want us to do right now is to panic and say things like, I'm retiring and I'm out. Okay. And Didivalo literally just left the whole chat and came back. I'm like, guys. Okay. All right. Let's look at this question, guys. Because remember what ma'am says. All the information that we are given is important. And it tells us, that's okay. That's okay, Titi Malud. I was just joking. All right. So all the information we're seeing is very, very important because it's telling us a couple of things as we go. All right, let's read the information we've been given. It says here, we are given the triangle ABC. Right. And it says with line FE parallel to AB. Right. Now, whenever we see the word parallel, what do we need to think? Parallel lines. There we go, Narisha. Fun angles. That's a Tristan. Lovely. So we know somewhere our fun angles must come in. All right. So let's start by looking at which two lines are parallel. So AB is parallel to FE. Now, before we even continue, let us figure out a couple of things just by looking at the fact that we've been told that AB is parallel to FE. What information can we find out? Let's start there. What do we know? Let's have a look at it really closely. I know that I must look for F, fun, good. So Tristan is saying angle A is equal to angle E. I'm not sure about that because remember angle E is this one over here, my guy. This is angle E. And angle E is going to be 90 degrees. Why can ma'am say that? Why can I say that angle E is 90 degrees? A is equal to D. Not particularly, guys. A plus B is equal to 180. Okay, so what we would, oh, E plus B is equal to 180. Correct, Didi Malo. That's it, correct, because of co-interior angles. So what does that tell us? What is E actually equal to? That's it. Diniko. Yeah, you guys are filling it in, correct. That means that E is also 90 degrees. And I will show everybody who's a little bit confused because it also took me a second. Let's quickly have a look at it. So Didi Malo is saying co-interior angles, and she's right. There's our U. Didi Malo is correct. There's our U, 90 degrees, 90 degrees, right? Because together they must add up to 180 degrees. Good. And then you go spot on. It's perpendicular, right? AMD, Abu, where is M? I'm not seeing M. DBE, good. Okay, you're correct there. BDE is a right-angled triangle. You're spot on. And then you're saying angle B and C also give us F. No, they're not. Oh, yes, they do give us an F. But all that's going to do for us, Emmanuel, is it's going to prove that B and E are equal to each other, which is something we already have on the screen at the moment. We know that E and B are equal to each other, right? But guys, let's not just look for F, okay? Triangle BCD, okay? Didi Malo says there's another triangle. I'm not 100% sure if the triangle is 90 degrees. Okay, but let me show you guys what Ma'am is thinking a little bit. Okay, I'm thinking because there's a Z here, because there's a Z there, what other angle is equal to that one? There's an N. That's it. Correct, Abu. B is also equal to that, right? So that part, just that part of my triangle is equal to 47 degrees, right? Okay, so we know that this part up top here, this whole thing is equal to 47 degrees, right? Okay, anything else that we can see, guys? Yes. Yes, Didi Malo. Okay, I'm not hearing anything anymore. Okay, so we know that this whole angle here, 47 degrees, FD. Okay, we want the length of FD. That's going to be difficult. Let me just move this. Okay. Let me see what else we've got here. What about B and F? Because it also gives us alternating angles. Emmanuel says B and F also give us alternating angles. Correct. Right. They also give us alternating angles. So we know that this, there is our Z. Good. So if that whole angle is 47 degrees, this tiny piece, just that tiny piece there, is 31 degrees. Okay. Just that tiny little piece there is for 31 degrees. Well done. Well done, Emmanuel. Lovely. Okay, so let me just put this in 31 degrees. And then we know that the whole thing is 47 degrees. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and try and solve this question. By the way, who can tell me what is the angle of, what is the size of angle C? Somebody find me the angle, the size of angle C, please. Abu, it's not 31. Okay, good. Didimalu, you're 100% correct. How did we get to that answer? For the part of B, oh, yes. For the part B, yes, it is 31. Okay. How did we get to 54 degrees? We use the interior angles of a triangle, guys. Right? Because ABC is a triangle. So 36 plus 90 plus 54 should give us 180 degrees. Okay. All right, let's look at the first question that they've given us over here, and let's see. All right, I didn't finish the information. BE is 3 centimeters long, which is something that they've given us on the drawing as well. And then it says, round off all your answers to one decimal place in this question. So it starts by saying, find the length of FD. So FD is this tiny little piece here. Okay. Now, we've got a bit of an issue in that FD is not in a bigger circle. I mean, sorry, it's not in a right-angled triangle, a bigger circle. It's not in a right-angled triangle. So we need to find another triangle that we can use in order to find what we're looking for in this particular question. Who can tell me which two triangles are we going to use to find the length of FD? Okay, good. Sure, you guys are on fire. Good. We've got BEF, and we need another one. Okay, we're going to get triangle BEF. And what other triangle do we need to use in order to find this? That's it, Tristan. Good, BDE. All right, I'm quickly going to check with you guys. Thumbs up. Okay, use your reactions. Does everybody know what to do in order to find FD? Give me a thumbs up if you do and you would like to try it on your own. Give me a thumbs down if you're like, hi, ma'am, you gotta stay here. Stick with me, ma'am. Sure. Okay, Princess is a bit lost, which is fine, Princess. I'm going to go through it with you. Everybody else who understands what needs to happen, I'm going to ask you guys to go ahead and do it. Me and Princess are going to take it a little bit slow, and we're going to go through it. All right. So, Princess, we're going to start in the big triangle. We're going to start in triangle BEF. What is step number 1, Princess? Tristan, what did we do in the last question? Okay. If you mean label, have, verse, want, and equations, that's exactly what I'm going to do. Okay, unless there's something else that I haven't done, that I did, that I should be doing again in this one. I don't remember. Okay, let's start by labeling, Princess. Okay, so I'm going to label in the big triangle BEF, that one, right? That one there, right? I know that FE, side FE is my adjacent side. BE is my opposite side, and BF is my hypotenuse side, right? Now, if I do this, I've labeled, right? If I do my have, verse, want, what side do I actually want to get me closer to the thing that I want? Which side? Yes, correct. You're going to do exactly that, Tristan, correct. Okay, good. I want the adjacent, good. What do I have, Princess? I've got my angle. There's my angle, 31 degrees. And I've got the opposite side. Beautiful. And I'm looking for the adjacent. I've got the opposite and I've got the adjacent. Just let me know, Princess. Can you continue from here? Are you able to find me the length of FE using the information on the screen? Okay, lovely. Let's start there. Now, before I continue, let me ask you the other triangle. What in the other triangle, triangle BDE, which side are we going to look for? Which side are we going to calculate for, Princess? Just by looking at it, everybody can help out if you know which side we're going to look for in the next triangle. Yes, correct. That's it. The adjacent as well. Okay, so can I give you some time? I think maybe it's because there's a lot happening on the drawing. You're just like, yo, ma'am, I don't know where I'm going. But it's pretty easy when we break it up into its pieces. So I'm going to give you some time to calculate for that. Okay, sure. Emmanuel's already done. So I'm going to give everybody else 3 more minutes. Okay. No, unfortunately not, Didimalo, because they have not told us that. So unless they explicitly tell us that it is a midpoint, we can't just assume that it is. Okay. I mean, even if the one side was 5 4,01, and the other part was 4,99. It's not a midpoint. We don't count it as a midpoint. Okay, cool. All right. Shame, Emmanuel. I'm so sorry. At least you've still got another week of holiday, you know? It's a plus. It's a plus. Man, is it possible to have trauma from school, like the exams in general? Yes, yes, but you know what? I really think that our generation, and I'm a millennial, our generation was told that that we're very soft, like snowflakes. So my dad's generation calls us the snowflake generation. And our generation calls your generations the feelings generation, or the trauma generation, at least, because you guys get trauma from everything. Everything is a trigger warning. So now I have to say trigger warning before I give you guys I'll start saying trigger warning when I give everything. But unfortunately, Emmanuel, the only way we grow as human beings and as mathematicians, as people in general, as functioning members of society, is by doing hard things. It's by doing hard things. So unfortunately, we can't run away from the hard things. They're supposed to be hard. See. And I see now they're already telling us about brain damage from IT. Like he's an android or something. Okay, all right, let's get to the answer for this one. Okay, let's get to the answer that we're looking for here. All right, so I know that I'm going to use tan, so I'm going to start by saying that tan of 31 degrees is equal to the opposite, which is 3 centimeters, over the adjacent, which in this case is FE. And if I cross multiply, I'm going to get that FE is equal to 3 over tan of 31 degrees, and that is equal to 4,99. Okay. But it says here that we should round off to 1 decimal place. And if I were to round off 4,99, that's going to give me exactly 5 centimeters. Is everybody okay with that? Okay, we okay with that? Good. Thanks, Tristan. Good. So my answer over here is actually 5 centimeters. Right. So FE is going to equal 5 centimeters. Right. Then I'm going to do the exact same thing in triangle BDE. I'm going to do the exact same thing in triangle BDE. Again, it's already labeled for me. I don't need to do any labeling. The only thing I need to do is just move my hypotenuse there. There's my hypotenuse. This is my adjacent. And we're going to do the exact same thing. What do I have? I have the opposite. And I have my angle, 47 degrees. And I want the adjacent. Right. So again, I'm going to use tan. Tan of 47 degrees is equal to opposite, which is 3, over adjacent, which is DE, which is DE. Therefore, DE, I'm going to cross multiply. DE is equal to 3 over tan of 47. Which is equal to 2,80. 2,8. Right. It's actually 2,797, but because we're rounding up, we're going to round that up to 2,8 centimeters. Right. Then the last thing for us to do is to go FE, or FD rather, is equal to FE minus DE, which is equal to 5 minus 2. 5,2,8. 5 minus 2,8, which is equal to 2,2. So Emmanuel, I don't think you need time from the brain trauma. There's no brain trauma. There's no brain trauma. You've got it correctly. Okay, you're doing okay. You're doing very well. All right. All right, peeps. Narisha, you need to tell me a little bit more about your running Trackstar, unless you're making claims here. I need to see it for myself. All right. Okay. Now it says determine the length of EC. This is the last thing we're going to do in this lesson, and then we'll carry on in the next lesson. All right, in the lesson on Wednesday. It says, find the length of EC. Now, this is going to take us on a bit of a roller coaster, right? But I would like to remind you guys that we've just calculated for DE. We know what DE is equal to. DE is equal to 2,8 centimeters, right? I want to find CE. What am I going to use? We're going to use tan. All right, can I give you guys 2 minutes? Okay, don't forget step number 1, step number 2, step number 3. Not in this case, Emmanuel, not in this case. Do you see how easy it is now that we found all the angles we can find? Okay, 2 minutes, guys. Pop your emoji in the chat when you're ready. Or use your emoji hands. Yoo, Lulu. Yo, Emmanuel. You know what? You can console yourself in that we'll still give you the marks. Okay, so even if you did the long way around, even if it's worth 3 marks, even if you went the long way around, we'll give you 3 marks worth. Okay, that's all you're going to get, unfortunately. We're not going to give you 7 marks because you did 7 marks worth of question. Okay, we're only going to give you 3 marks. No extra marks. Sorry. Sorry, guys. Unfortunately, that's not how it works. Yes, you must show all working. There's no such thing. If Abu, we must always show working, because if I decide, yeah, good. If I decide that President Obama plus the wheelbarrow in my backyard that doesn't work equals the correct answer, that's not how you get marks. You must write the right things. You can't just decide that apple plus pink equals the correct answer. Okay, you must do the right things to get to the answer. I know, I'm being extra. I know. Oh, okay, I see. That's okay. That's okay, Abu. Okay, Emmanuel's got an answer for us. Everybody else, you've got a little less than a minute. Let's see if you can figure this one out. It's not that difficult, I promise. It's also a tan calculation, so it's not that bad. Nice one, Tristan. That's a good question, Tristan. Okay. In this case, you would just have to write 2. Okay. Because technically, it rounds, yeah, good. It rounds to 2,0 either way. So the answer is actually just 2. Okay. I think, Narisha, I think it may have been a COVID thing. Okay, I think it may have been a COVID thing. All right, and I'll explain in just a bit. Okay, let's get through the question and then we can have a bit of a chat because the time actually is up. Okay, all right, so I know that I want the length of EC, right? So I need to work in the triangle that I've been given. Remember, we know that this is a right-angled triangle because E is a right-angled triangle, right? So I can work in triangle DEC, right? If I label, I'm going to get, that's my angle, this is my adjacent side, that is my opposite side, and this is my hypotenuse, right? What do I have? I have my opposite and I have my angle, 54 degrees. What do I want? I want my adjacent side. Okay. The answers are looking a little weird, guys. Okay, let's look at our equation. I'm going to use tan of 54 degrees is equal to opposite, which is 2,8 over adjacent, which is EC. Okay, no, I'm the one who's calculated wrong here. If I cross multiply, EC is going to equal to 2,8 over tan of 54 degrees. 2,8 over tan of 54 is equal to 2,0343, which means just 2 centimeters. Okay, and that is the length of EC. All right, so the length of EC over here is 2 centimeters. And I think we're going to cap it here for today, okay? Because the next one, finding the length of AD is going to take us quite a while. All right, so if we had to find that length, it's going to take multiple calculations, and we just don't have the time for them right now. So we are going to get back to them. We are going to get back to them on Wednesday's lesson, because this is basically what we're going to be doing, guys. We're going to be looking at questions with a little bit more body, not just a simple find the adjacent side, find the opposite side. No, it's going to take a little bit more thinking and things like that. Okay. Oh, Emmanuel, come over to AP Maths. Come this side.